Have you ever needed help but just couldn't bring yourself to ask for it? You know you're struggling, you know you need support, but this voice inside you whispers, don't bother them. You're being a burden. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone, and there's a very specific reason you feel this way. This feeling often comes from a role you were taught to play, maybe without even realizing it. You became the strong one, the reliable one, the person who holds everything together for everyone else. You're the giver, the problem solver, the one people turn to when they're in a crisis. You've gotten so good at meeting everyone else's needs that you've forgotten how to recognize and voice your own. Your identity is wrapped up in being capable and self-sufficient. So when the tables turn and you're the one who needs a helping hand, it feels completely alien. It feels wrong, weak, even selfish. But here's the truth. Asking for support feels wrong only because it's unfamiliar, not because you're undeserving. Think about it. When a friend you love and respect comes to you for help, do you see them as a burden? Of course not. You probably feel honored that they trust you enough to be vulnerable. You feel happy to be there for them. Why wouldn't you deserve that same compassion and support from others? The belief that you are a burden is a story you've been telling yourself, a story that was written for you a long time ago. It's a habit of thought, not a fact. You're not an inconvenience. Your needs are not an imposition. They are a fundamental part of being human. We are all interdependent. No one, and I mean no one, gets through life entirely on their own. We are wired for connection and community. Let's break down where this burden feeling comes from. Often, it starts in childhood. Maybe you were an older sibling who had to take on a lot of responsibility. Or perhaps you grew up in an environment where your needs weren't consistently met, so you learned to suppress them to avoid disappointment or conflict. You learned that being low maintenance earned you praise or kept the peace. You became a people pleaser, putting everyone else's comfort above your own. This isn't a flaw, it was a survival strategy. It's what you did to navigate your world. But now, as an adult, that strategy is no longer serving you. In fact, it's hurting you. It's isolating you. It's leading to burnout, anxiety, and resentment. When you constantly give from an empty cup, you eventually have nothing left for anyone, including yourself. The strongest people aren't the ones who never ask for help. The strongest people are the ones who know when they need it and have the courage to ask. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's a profound act of strength and self-awareness. So how do we start to change this deeply ingrained belief? We have to start small. You don't have to go from being completely self-reliant to asking for huge favors overnight. It's about taking small, manageable steps to practice receiving. Maybe it starts with simply accepting a compliment without deflecting it. Someone says, "You did a great job on that project." Instead of saying, "Oh, it was nothing," try saying, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." That's you practicing receiving. From there, you can move on to small asks. Could a friend pick up a coffee for you on their way over? Can you ask your partner to handle dinner one night because you're exhausted? Can you ask a coworker to look over an email for you? These are not massive, life-altering requests. They are tiny acts of leaning on others, of allowing yourself to be supported in small ways. Each time you do this, and the world doesn't end, you're rewriting that old script. You're reteaching your brain that it's safe to ask for help and that people are generally happy to give it. You also need to choose your people wisely. Start by asking for help from those you trust the most, your closest friends, your partner, a family member who has always been in your corner. These are your safe people. Their positive reaction will help build your confidence. And if someone reacts poorly, remember that their reaction is about them, their own capacity, and their own issues. It is not a reflection of your worthiness to receive help. Don't let one negative experience stop you from trying again with someone else. Another powerful tool is to reframe your thinking. Instead of seeing asking for help as a sign of weakness, see it as an opportunity for connection. When you let someone help you, you are giving them the gift of making a difference. You are allowing them to feel needed and valued. You are deepening your relationship by building a bridge of mutual trust and support. True relationships are a two-way street, not a one-way highway where you do all the giving. Think about the advice you give to your best friend. If they were in your exact situation, overwhelmed and struggling, you'd tell them in a heartbeat to reach out and get some help. You would insist on it. Now, it's time to start treating yourself with that same level of kindness and compassion. You deserve the same care you so freely give to others. Let me say it again because it's so important. You are allowed to lean on others. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to be tired, to be overwhelmed, and to not have all the answers. Being human means being imperfect and interdependent. You are not a burden for needing what every single person on this planet needs: connection, support, and care. So the next time that voice starts whispering that you're a burden, I want you to gently challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just an old story I learned? Remind yourself that you are worthy of help. Take a deep breath and make a small ask. See what happens. You might be surprised by how willing the world is to hold you up, just as you have held up so many others. You've been the giver for so long. It's time to learn how to receive. It's your turn. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing and sharing it with someone who might need to hear it too. Remember to be kind to yourself. See you in the next video.